time. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you for being here. I hope that your week is going well, and I hope you're ready to do some yoga because that's what we're here for. um, yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Please sit comfortably, however that looks for you, and we'll go ahead and turn off the outside world and tune in to what's going on in here. All right. So once you've found your comfortable seat, just allow your eyes to close and take a few deep breaths in and out. And allow your breath to relax, no more forcing it. And feel the breath. You might sense it in your nostrils, you might sense it at your throat. You might be aware of the movements of the body as you breathe, but feel the breath here. You can imagine that this breath is a call or an urging towards the present moment. The breath is the most present thing you could focus on. This inhale, this exhale. And in being drawn toward that present point, the breath, we're slowly starting to turn off our awareness of the past. And we're starting to slowly turn off our awareness of the future or a projection of the future. It allows us to be here in this moment, the only moment that actually exists. In this moment, you could find relief, you could find focus. In this moment, you could find perspective. In this moment, you could find happiness or joy, contentment. Many traditions actually teach that true joy and happiness can only be experienced right now. Not in the future, not in the past, but now. So this awareness of the breath allowing you to have the capacity to experience whatever it is that you are experiencing and creating capacity for the experience of joy, contentment, happiness. So take a few more centering breaths. Good. All right. Go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath now. And bring your palms together in front of you. Bow your chin and just honor yourself. Acknowledge your body as it is in this moment, your breath, how you feel energetically, how you feel in your mind. And let this practice be in service of all of that. So, rubbing the palms together, creating heat. And take those warm palms over your eyes, brushing over the top of your head, down your neck, gently bringing your awareness and body back to the space around you. And we're going to begin on our backs tonight. So if you're sitting on any props, just go ahead and move those out of the way and come to lay down. Good. Take your time getting there. But once you come onto your back, you're going to want to have your feet flat on the floor and your feet about hip distance apart, prepping for bridge pose. And you can have your arms relaxing down by your sides. And we'll start with some arm movements. We'll add the hips in just a moment. So with your next inhale, please lift your arms all the way overhead, knuckles touching the floor above you. And then exhale, release your arms back down. Inhale, lift the arms up again. And exhale, release down. Okay, we're going to switch it up just a little bit here. Just lift your right arm up and over. Right knuckles on the floor above you. Then exhale, release the right arm down. Left arm now. Inhale, lifts all the way overhead. Knuckles on the floor above you. Exhale, release the left arm down. Both arms, inhale. And both arms down. Good. Lift your right arm, pick up your hips, press your pelvis toward the ceiling, bridge pose. Exhale, release the hips and the right arm. Good. Lift to the hips again. Lift the left arm up and over. Inhale. Exhale, release the arm and the hips. Inhale, both arms and the hips lifting up. Exhale, release down. Good. Lift the hips, lift the right arm. Inhale. Exhale, release the hips and the right arm back down. Hips and left arm. Inhale. And exhale, release back down. Both arms and the hips. Inhale. And back down. Good. Let's keep going a couple more rounds. Right arm and the hips lift up. Inhale. Exhale, release. Lifting with the left arm. Exhale, releasing down. Both arms. Hips lifting as well. And exhale, release the arms and hips. We'll go through the cycle one more time. Right arm and hips. Exhale, release. Left arm and hips. Inhale. Exhale, release. Good. Last time, both arms and hips. And exhale, release down. Good. Pause once you come down and just feel for a moment, feeling sensation. Then go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. And then keeping the knees drawn in, go ahead and take your arms out to the side, making a T shape with the body. And if there's stuff in the way, you could also do cactus arms. All right. And then lock the knees together, lock the ankles together, and they might slide around a little bit, but keep the intention of keeping them as much together as you possibly can. So take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, allow your knees to fall to the right side of your body. And then inhale, bring the knees back to center. And then exhale, take the knees to the left side of your body. And then inhale back to center. And let's just keep going. Exhale, take the knees to the right. Inhale to center. And exhale, knees to the left. Inhale back to center. Keep going on your own breath. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, unwinding. And if you'd like to get the head involved here, you could turn the chin away from the knees. So if the knees go to the right, the chin goes to the left. And if the knees go to the left, the chin goes to the right. And we'll go for a little bit longer. It's just helping to warm up your lower back. It's also helping to warm up the core. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, unwinding. Couple more times. And the next time the knees come back to center from the left side, go ahead and hug them in and take a pause. Just feel whatever's there. Good. And then go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together in butterfly. The knees go wide And you can hold on to your shins, you can hold on to your ankles. Some of you might have the flexibility or long arms to hold on to the pinky edge of your feet, but make a connection and draw the feet in toward your belly. Just feel this gentle, or maybe depends on your body. It might not be so gentle, but this rather gentle stretch in the hips here as the knees go wide and the feet come toward your abdomen. Good. Let's do 2 more breaths here. And then keep the feet together, but take the pinky edge to the floor. The knee is falling out wide, coming into reclined butterfly. And we're going to play around with what I call butterfly bridge. So the pinky edge of the feet is resting on the floor. Your arms are resting down by your sides. Press the pinky edge of the feet into the earth and pick up the hips, lifting your pelvis up, keeping the knees as wide apart as you can manage. And then exhale, release the hips back down. Let's do this again. Inhale, lift the hips up into butterfly bridge. And exhale, release down. Let's do this a few more times. Inhale, lifting the hips. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to hold the pose this time. So inhale, come back up. Keep the hips raised. And it's going to sound funny, but exhale, squeeze the knees toward one another. The feet might fall apart, and that's fine. And then keep the hips raised, take the knees wide, inhale. Then exhale, squeeze the knees together again. Keep the hips up. Inhale, take the knees wide. We're going to do that 3 more times. Exhale, squeeze the knees together. Inhale, take them apart. Your lower back is going to love this. Exhale, squeeze the knees together. Inhale, wide. Last one. Exhale, squeeze together. Keep them squeezing this time. Breathe. Press the hips up a little higher. Stay for 3 total breaths. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, take the knees wide and release the hips on down. Good. Extend your legs forward and take a pause. Feeling sensation wherever you're feeling it. Might be in the hip joints, might be the lower back, somewhere else. Good. All right, so when you're ready, go ahead and roll to your right side and we'll flip over and come onto hands and knees. Take your time in that transition. Table pose. So hands under the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Go ahead and curl the toes under and lift the hips into the air, downward facing dog. Now it's our first down dog of the evening, so go ahead and walk it out a bit, pressing one heel to the floor and bending the opposite knee. And take some deep breaths while you do this. And try to feel the hip bones reaching toward the ceiling. This will help to flatten out the back a bit because this is a spinal extension. We're definitely creating length in the back of the legs. We want to feel length in the spine here too. Good. One more breath. And then exhale, go ahead and float down onto hands and knees. And release back to child's pose, releasing the feet, bringing the seat to the heels, forehead toward the floor. Good, all right. So from here, go ahead and come back up to hands and knees. Right. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, bend your elbows in toward your waist, bring your chest down to the floor, and release the hips back, coming onto your belly, hands under your shoulders. And then go ahead and roll the shoulders down the back, lift the heart, lift the head, coming into cobra. Exhale, release down, turn your head to a side. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift the head and chest, cobra pose. Elbows stay bent here. Exhale, release, turn the head to the other side. Inhale, cobra, head and chest lift. Exhale, release. We're going to do two more. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, release. And let's hold this last one. Go ahead and roll the shoulders down the back, lift the heart, lift the head. Again, elbows stay bent. You want to squeeze them into your side, and then think about them grounding to the floor behind you directionally. Good, deep breath in. And exhale. Go ahead and release down. Take an adjusting breath. And then curling the toes under. Press the floor forward, push up to hands and knees, and back to downward facing dog. So in down dog, go ahead and lift your right leg high into the air behind you. And as you lift that right leg up, allow the left heel to sink toward the floor. So you're spreading the feet, or the heels, I should say, in opposite directions. And breathe. Good, and bring the right foot down. Let's switch. Please lift your left leg as high as you can. And as you lift that left leg up, allow the right heel to sink. Again, spreading the feet apart. And breathe. Good, and bring that left foot down. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. And exhale, child's pose. Take an adjusting breath. But just one. Inhale back up to hands and knees. We got more work to do. Go ahead and lift the hips into the air, downward dog again. And lift the right leg high. And this time, bend the right knee, the leg in the air, and then take the heel back behind you, opening the hips up toward the side. Now, once you're there, you want to lift the right knee into the air as high as you can. And breathe. Good. One more breath. And then very carefully bring that right foot back down. Let's go ahead and float down onto hands and knees. This time, bend your elbows in towards your waist. Bring your heart down to the floor and release the hips back. Coming onto your belly, hands under your shoulders. Cobra pose once again. Lift the head, lift the chest. Inhale. And exhale, float back down. Curling the toes under. Go ahead and push up to hands and knees. And once again, downward facing dog. Good. From here, lift your left leg up, bend the left knee, and then take the heel back behind you, opening the hips up toward the side wall. And then see how high you can lift that left knee into the air. And let's breathe with that for a few rounds. And last breath. And then exhale, carefully bring that left foot down. And this time, go ahead and walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into the standing forward fold. Good, just relaxing the upper body down over the legs here. Relax the shoulders, the head, the neck, the arms. Allow the knees to be gently bent, just a little softness to that joint. Good. All right. So with your next inhale, please go ahead and press palms to your shins. Lift yourself up halfway so the chest is parallel to the floor and you're looking down at the ground. And then exhale, fold forward. Let's do that again. Inhale halfway up and exhale, fold. Third time's a charm. Inhale halfway and exhale, fold down. This time, sweep the arms out to the side and with a strong back, lift yourself all the way up, reach the arms up. Then exhale, release the arms on down. And take a moment of pause, feel sensation. Feel free to hydrate. Okay, so next we're going to work with warrior one posture. So go ahead and step to the top of your mat, whichever direction that is for you. Shall face this way. And you're going to step your right foot way back. And the back foot is going to come flat to the floor with the toes pointing forward about 45 degrees. This allows the right hip to internally rotate so that both hip bones are pointing directly forward. Now, if you're having an issue with that, take your right foot further out to the right. And that'll give you a bit more space to make that rotation of the spine. Okay? So go ahead and have the hands on the hips. The heart is looking forward. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, go ahead and bend the left knee, sink down in, warrior one. And then inhale, straighten the leg. Then exhale, bend the knee again, sink on in. And inhale, straighten the leg. Now, if you're feeling some instability in this left knee, think about pulling your toes away from the floor, or you could actually do that. And then keep the toes lifted, and then try that again. Sink in. And notice how that activates the quadricep and also activates the calf, stabilizing the knee joint. It's a little trick of the body. So exhale again, sinking in. Inhale, straightening. Exhale, sink in. Let's do that a couple more times. Just kind of working our way slowly into this posture, letting the body know where we're going before we go there. Good. Now sink into the posture this time, warrior one, and we're going to stay for just a couple of breaths. Again, allow the right hip to rotate to look forward. The hands can stay on the hips if this is feeling comfortable for you. If you want to, you can lift the arms up, arms by the ears. You could also do cactus arms here. Good. And then go ahead and straighten the knee, lift the arms up. Think about hinging at your hips and fold forward down over the left leg. You'll feel a nice stretch in the back of that left leg. And of course, the word nice is relative. It might actually not be so nice, but it's good. So we're creating length, we're bringing relief to that tired hamstring, the back of that leg. Good. So go ahead and just roll yourself up to standing. And we're going to switch sides. All right. So go ahead and step the right foot forward. Maybe shake it off for a minute if you need a break. And then when you're ready, you're going to step the left foot back. I'll turn around, but you can keep pointing in the direction you're pointing. So the back foot is flat on the floor, toes pointing forward again about 45 degrees. This allows this left hip to rotate to look forward. And if you're having trouble with that again, the left foot can go out to the left a bit further. Hands on the hips, feel the heart lift, take a deep breath in. Then exhale, just bend the right knee, sink on in. Then inhale, straighten that knee. Exhale again, sink on in. Inhale, lift back up. We're just going to go for several more rounds, sinking in and lift. Again, if you want to stabilize that front knee, you can just lift the toes a little bit off the ground. Good. Let's do two more. Sinking in, lifting out. And then we're going to hold this time. Sink on in. Again, left hip rotating. And you can keep the hands on the hips if you're vibing here. If you want to, you can also lift the arms overhead. You could also do cactus arms. Pick your practice. It's kind of like one of those choose your own adventure books. Good. Inhale, straighten the knee. You can lift your arms overhead. Think about hinging from the hips. And go ahead and fold down over that right leg. Feeling that stretch in the back of the right leg here. And I didn't mention this on the first side, but if the arms or fingertips or hands don't touch the ground, you can just hold on to that right leg for stability. If you have yoga blocks at home, you could also have those on the ground next to your feet. Good. All right, go ahead and roll yourself up to standing. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring the feet together, stepping forward. All right, so before we go into our sun salutation, I want to do a little bit of work for our shoulders. So I'll turn sideways for this one. Go ahead and reach behind your back and interlace your fingers, like so. And then you're going to want to squeeze the shoulder blades together as much as you can, feeling the chest open in front of you. And then you're just going to lift the hands or arms off of your back, okay? Take a few breaths here. Go ahead and turn the chest and the head to look up. And you might be able to bring the shoulder blades a bit closer together. Keep working the arms off your back as much as you can. Now it's tempting to take this back bend all the way into your lower back. So try to stabilize that by drawing the tailbone downward slightly and pulling the belly in. Now keep the arms lifting off the back as much as you can. Go ahead and fold at the hips and fold the upper body down over the legs. Now, how far your arms go off the back will depend on how much room or flexibility you have in your shoulders. It might just be the intention of lifting the hands or arms off the back. And then some of you might be able to just take the arms really far off, wherever your practice is. Good. And then go ahead and release the hands, taking them to the floor. And then press palms to shins, come halfway up, take a deep breath in. And exhale, fold back down. And then inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And release the hands on down. Good. So we're going to use that last exercise as our introduction or first set of postures in our sun salutation. And I just want to show you that flow. You've seen it in your body a bit, but I just want to show it to you one time just so that my instructions make sense as you're doing it. So we're going to start with hands at the heart. And so I'll ask you to lift the arms overhead and you'll look up. And then you'll sweep your arms behind you and look down. This is where you'll interlace like we did before. Then you'll squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the arms off the back, take a deep breath in, and then you'll hinge at the hips to fold over the legs. Okay, and then we'll stay there for a breath or so. We'll release the hands and move into the rest of the flow. But I just wanted you to see that once before we get started. So go ahead and step to the top of your mat if you're not there already. Bring your palms to your heart, have your feet about hip distance apart. And find your breath. We move through these flows. We try to move with the breath as best we can. So aware of that inhale, aware of that exhale. Maybe remembering from the centering practice that when we are aware of the breath, it brings us to the present moment. We're not stuck in the past. We're not stuck in the future. We're right here, right now. This inhale, this exhale. Let's begin to move a bit. So inhale, sweep the arms down and up, overhead. Then exhale, look down, sweep the arms behind your back, interlace the fingers. Then inhale, lift the arms off the back, turn the chest, look up. Then exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, down over the legs. Take the arms off the back as much as you can. Let's stay for a breath or two. Good. And then with an exhale, release the hands, bring them to the floor. Then inhale, press palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, fold down. And let's go ahead and step back to downward facing dog, taking both feet back. Careful with that one. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. And then go ahead and bend the elbows in towards your waist again, bringing the chest down to the floor and releasing the hips. Hands under your shoulders. From here, roll the shoulders down the back, lift the heart and head, cobra pose. And then exhale, floating on down. Curl the toes under. Go ahead and push up and back to downward facing dog. Now in downward facing dog, lift your right leg high into the air behind you. And with your exhale, swing or carry step that right foot between the hands. If it doesn't make it all the way, just reach down and grab that ankle and bring it forward, okay? Your back foot's gonna turn flat to the floor, toes pointing forward again, prepping for warrior one. Now bend your right knee, sweep the arms forward, peel the chest away from the thigh, and come into warrior one. Good, staying for a breath or two. Good, inhale, straighten the right knee. Think about hinging from the hips and fold forward over the right leg. Stay for the inhale. Then exhale, step the right foot back, coming into downward facing dog again. Good, inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Then exhale, chest press, bring the heart down to the floor, release the hips, hands under the shoulders. Again, cobra pose, lift the head and chest, inhale. Exhale, release down. Curl the toes under, push up, and back to downward facing dog. Good, so let's do warrior one on the other side. So this time you'll lift your left leg up and exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Again, help it through if you need to. Your back foot turns flat to the floor, toes pointing forward a little bit. Bend the left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up, coming into warrior one. Staying for a couple breaths. Good. With your next inhale, straighten the left knee. Hinge at the hips. Fold down over that left leg. Stay for the inhale. And then exhale, you're going to step your right foot, your back foot forward, coming into the standing forward fold. Pressing palms to shins, come halfway up here. And exhale, fold down. Sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back. Lift yourself back up to standing. And then bring palms to the heart. Good, so let's try that again. All right, so go ahead and sweep the arms down and up. Again, the intro is a bit different than what you normally do. Exhale, sweep the arms behind you, look down, interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the arms off the back. Inhale, look up. Then exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Stay for 2 breaths. Good, deep breath in. Exhale, carefully release the hands to the floor. Then inhale, press palms to shins, lift halfway up. And exhale, release, hands to the ground, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. And exhale, chest press. Bring the heart on down, shoulders underneath, hands underneath the shoulders. And then roll the shoulders down the back, lift the heart, lift the head, cobra pose. Exhale, just go ahead and release down and push up and back to downward facing dog. So again, your right leg lifts into the air. Exhale, step that foot all the way forward, helping it through. Back foot turning flat to the floor, bend the right knee. Inhale, sweep on up into warrior one. Staying for a couple of breaths. Good. Inhale, straighten the right knee. Exhale, go ahead and fold over it. And then exhale, stepping back to downward facing dog again. Now you can stay in down dog or you can move through this next little bit. Choose your practice. If you want to move, you'll float down onto hands and knees. Bring the heart down. Release the hips. Good. Cobra pose, lifting the head and chest. Inhale. Exhale, floating down. Curl the toes under, pushing up. And back to down dog. Good. So let's all lift the left leg. And exhale, step that left foot through, helping it forward. Back foot turning flat to the floor, bend the left knee. Inhale, sweep on up, warrior one. Good, staying for a couple breaths. Good, and then inhale, straighten the left knee, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Stay for an inhale. Then exhale, step the right foot forward, standing forward fold. Palms to shins, halfway up here. Exhale, fold down. Sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back lift all the way up. And palms to the heart. Keeping this energy moving, inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Exhale, take the arms behind you, look down. Interlace the fingers. Then inhale, take the arms off the back, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Stay for 2 breaths. And then exhale, carefully release the hands, bring them down to the ground. And then inhale, press palms to shins, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold down and again step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, floating down onto hands and knees. Exhale, chest press, bring the heart down to the ground. Release the hips. Cobra pose. Inhale, lift the heart and head. And exhale, release down, curling the toes under, push up and back, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts again. Exhale, step that right foot forward, help it through. Back foot flat to the floor, toes pointing forward. Warrior one, come on up. Staying for 2 breaths. Then inhale, straighten the right knee. And exhale, fold over that leg. Deep breath in. And exhale, carefully step back to downward facing dog. Again, this next part is optional. If you want to, stay in down dog, or you can come down onto hands and knees and do a chest press again. If you did that, go ahead and lift up into cobra. Exhale, release. And if you did that, push up to down dog. All right, doing warrior on the other side. Lift your left leg again. Exhale, step it through. Back foot flat to the floor, bend the left knee. When you are ready, come on up, warrior. Good, straighten the left knee. And exhale, fold over that leg. Deep breath in. And exhale, step the right foot forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, release, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up, strong back. And palms to the heart. Good. Again, inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Exhale, take the hands behind your back, look down, interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift the arms off the back, look up. And exhale, fold forward. Stay for 2. And carefully exhale, release the hands to the floor. With your next inhale, press palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, release. Go ahead and step back to downward facing dog. Good. Everybody come down onto hands and knees. Chest press. Good. Cobra pose when you're ready. Lift the heart, lift the head. And exhale, release down. Curl the toes under, push up. And back, downward dog. Right leg lifts. And step that foot through. Help it forward. Back foot flat. Bend the right knee, warrior one, sweep the arms up, lift into the pose. Good, inhale, straighten the right knee. Exhale, fold down over that leg. Stay for the inhale. And exhale, stepping back to down dog. This next part is optional, either stay in down dog or move with me. Inhale, floating down. Exhale, chest press. Cobra lift. And release. Curl the toes under. Returning to downward facing dog. All right, so from down dog, we'll lift the left leg up and step the left foot forward. Help it through. Back foot flat, toes pointing forward. Warrior one, come on up. Good, inhale, straighten the left knee. Exhale, fold over it. Deep breath in. And then step the right foot forward. Palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale down. Sweep the arms out to the side, strong back lift all the way up. And palms to the heart. Take an adjusting breath here. Aware of that inhale, aware of that exhale. And we'll do one more round, but we're going to spend a little bit more time in each posture along the way. Because we worked this hard, might as well spend some time there, right? So, with your breath, inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Exhale, take the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers. Roll the shoulders back, lift the arms off the back, up, inhale. Then exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. We're going to stay here for about 5 breaths. And again, lifting the arms off the back as much as you can. Allow the knees to be slightly bent here. Feel the rib cage folding over the thighs. Good. Taking a breath in. Again, carefully release the hands to the floor. Press palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, release. Go ahead and carefully step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. And then do a chest press. Coming down onto your belly, hands under the shoulders. And roll the shoulders down the back, lift the heart, lift the head, cobra pose. And you guessed it, we're going to stay here for about 5 breaths. Squeeze the elbows in towards your sides. Take the shoulders down the back, look forward with the heart. Again, the arms are bent here. Breathe. Lift up a little higher, inhale. Then carefully roll the spine back down. Exhale, take an adjusting breath. Good, so when you're ready, go ahead and push up and back to downward facing dog. So once you're back in down dog, lift the right leg into the air and step that foot forward. Back foot turns flat to the floor, toes pointing forward, squaring the hips. Bending the right knee, come on up into your warrior one. Now here, because we're going to be holding for a little bit, you can change the position of the arms. You can keep them where they're at by the ears. You can come into cactus, or you can take the hands onto your hips. Just think about working the elbows together behind you so that the heart is opening. So any of those arm positions, but focus the eyes and steady with your breath. Aware of the inhale, aware of the exhale. Good. So wherever your arms are, go ahead and lift them overhead as you inhale, straighten the right knee. Exhale, fold over the right leg and stay here for about 3 breaths. Good. Softly bending the right knee, go ahead and step back to downward facing dog. And we'll all do this one together. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. And let's go to child's pose for a moment. Switching it up just a hair here. And we'll come into what's called active child's pose. So sink your hips toward your heels. And then with your fingertips still on the ground, lift your palms. So it's like you're clawing the floor. And then walk your fingertips forward a couple of inches. And then again, powerfully sink the hips toward the heels. You'll feel this big stretch to the entire body. Take some big, deep breaths into that. Oh, one more big breath. Then release the palms. Go ahead and come back up to hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're almost done with this series. Go ahead and lift the left leg up when you get there and step that left foot through. Help it forward. Back foot flat. Bend the left knee. Warrior one. Rise. Good. So again, because we're going to stay here for a few breaths, you can keep the arms up by the ears if that's working for you. You could do cactus arms. Again, you can also take hands onto your hips, working the elbows together behind you, keeping the heart lifting. And take deep breaths. Aware of that inhale, aware of that exhale. Almost there. Good. No matter where your hands are, go ahead and lift the arms overhead. Inhale, straighten the left knee. Exhale, just folding down over that leg. And breathing into this stretch. Good. So from here, go ahead and step the right foot forward. Palms to shins, halfway up. And exhale, come back down. Sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back. Lift yourself all the way up. And exhale, palms together at the heart. With your eyes closed, just feel sensation for a moment. Wherever you feel sensation, that was kind of a full body experience. You might feel it in your lower back. Maybe it's your legs, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, somewhere else. All right, so bringing your awareness on back. Oh, time flew by tonight. We only have a few minutes left to start to cool down a bit, and then we'll, of course, have our rest. So, from where you're standing, just go ahead and fold back down into the standing forward fold. Maybe release the shoulders, just allow them to hang, allow the head to hang. Good. Now, if your hands or fingertips don't already touch the floor, bend your knees until they do. Okay, so at least the fingertips on the floor. And then with that, go ahead and walk your hands or fingertips to the right side of your right foot. And then release the head. Breathing here. Now, it's likely that your knees are bending a little bit regardless of where you started. And with the fingertips to the right side of the right foot, think about straightening just the left knee a bit. You'll start to feel some length on the left side. Again, relax your head. Then inhale, carefully walk back to center. And then we'll see what that feels like on the other side. So walk your fingertips to the left side of your left foot. It's okay to bend the knees here. Release the head when you get there. And then keeping the left knee softly bent, or as bent as you need it to be. Think about straightening your right knee, feeling length on the right side, especially that right hip. And then walk the fingertips back to center. And from here, carefully step back into downward facing dog. And floating down onto hands and knees. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and turn over onto our backs for just a couple more cooling down exercises. So take your time, but come on down onto your back. And hug your knees into your chest when you get there. Now, once you are here, take your feet flat to the floor, heels underneath your knees, about hip width apart. And this will just be a starting point to get us into the next exercise. So from this stance, take your feet away from your body about 6 more inches. Step the feet forward away from you. And then take your feet as wide apart as your yoga mat. Now you want to keep your feet this wide apart the entire time. Don't bring them back together. And then take your arms out to the side. And then with your inhale, allow your knees to fall to the right. And then exhale, bring the knees back to the center. And then inhale, take the knees to the left. And then exhale, bring the knees back to center. And let's go to the right side again. Exhale back. Inhale left. And exhale back. Good. Take the knees to the right. And just relax the legs down there. Now the knees are falling to the right. Think about your left knee. Just imagine that knee has a bit more weight to it. It's drawing itself forward and down toward the floor. Basically, what you're imagining is that the leg is pulling out of the hip joint a little bit, just tractioning, and you might feel a bit more of a stretch here. Good. All right. Go ahead and come back to center. Feet are still mat width apart. Just knock the knees to the left this time. And allow them to relax. And then think about your right knee. And imagine it has a bit more weight to it. And it's pulling down and forward, so away from the body, as if you're just pulling the leg gently, tractioning it out of the hip joint, creating some space there, and also some length on the right side. Breathe into that. And one more breath. And bring the knees on back and hug them on in. Good. Just getting a nice grip on the shins or the knees. You might even be able to wrap the hands around and grab palms. And I'll give you an option here. You can just hold the knees still if this is feeling good for you. Maybe thinking about the tailbone curling down to the floor. You also might feel like you need to rock the knees from side to side a bit, massaging the muscles around the spine and lower back into the floor. So just pick which one you want to do, knowing that you can't make a bad decision here. Good. And then if you were moving the knees around, just come back to stillness at center. Take a breath. And then take a deep breath in. And with that exhale, release the pose, extending the legs down to the floor. And make yourself comfortable here. Just relaxing, feeling the body just melt. Just melting. The hard work is over. You can just surrender to the floor here. There's nothing you need to do. There's nothing you need to think about or figure out. There's really not even anything you have to focus on necessarily. Just relax, effort. Relax those legs that work so hard. Relax those hips, that abdomen, the muscles in and around the pelvis. Relax them. Lower back. Relax the rib cage and the muscles, the diaphragm that orchestrate the breath. Just let that be natural. Don't force it. Relax your shoulders and your hands, throat, and all those micro muscles and macro muscles of the face. Just relax it all. Just be, just melt, just let go. peace, peace, peace. Please begin to take a fuller breath, a deeper breath. And allow yourself to wiggle your fingers and toes and gently move around your arms and legs. When you're ready, roll to your right side. Take your time as you transition up to a seat. So once you're in a seat, go ahead and bring your palms together and bow the chin. Take a deep breath in and out. And just have some gratitude to yourself for all this work you've done here tonight and giving yourself the gift of this self care pause and all of the to dos and needs to dos, giving yourself that gift. May all of that effort continue to serve you. So until we meet again, namaste.